I do think there's a lot of mixed messages for kids these days.
Middle schoolers today, I think they're more aware that smoking and alcohol is kind of bad for them, but some of them don't listen.
And I know a lot of people who do it, but they tell me it's okay, but then I hear from other people that it's not okay, so it kind of confuses me. I feel like a lot of kids ask these questions because it's kind of something that everyone wonders.
So I just want to know what's going on. It seems like a lot of high school students are drinking and smoking, and if it's supposed to be really bad for you, then why is everyone doing it?
Coming into high school, I had the same misperceptions as well, and you come in and you think all these things, and then you get to know the student body and you get to know the people, and you realize that that's just not true at all.
There are plenty of kids at the high school who are doing lots of productive, fun things, and they don't need to depend on drugs or alcohol to have fun.
The fact that everyone's doing it is a pretty big misconception among middle school students. In a recent survey, around 60% of kids reported not doing drugs or alcohol in the past 30 days, so that's not regular use of drugs or alcohol. It's clear that there's a majority of students that aren't partaking in alcohol or drugs.
How come it's okay for adults to drink and not teenagers?
During the teenage years, the brain is still developing. It's one of the more important times of brain development.
Drinking a lot of alcohol or smoking, especially binge drinking, that can really, really harm your neuron development, your brain development.
Just go look it up on the internet yourself. Just Google teen brain development and the effects that alcohol and marijuana have on it. When you're a teenager, your frontal lobe is not fully developed yet, and that is the part of the brain that helps you make decisions. So if you're drinking and smoking, you will not make rational decisions, and you will do something that you will regret.
Now that pot's medicine, it's okay to use, isn't it?
Just because it is something that doctors are prescribing doesn't mean it's safe for everyone. It's safe for the people who need it.
So the argument that something is a medicine makes it okay to do recreationally is fairly weak, because OxyContin, medicine, morphine, it's a medicine. Those two are both abused very easily. It's easy to get addicted to those.
It's not safe to use medical marijuana because it's not prescribed to you.
So there's a friend of mine and they have ADHD. Their doctor gives them pills and they're allowed to take it, so why would it be bad for me to take it?
He takes that medication to make him function properly. If you're already functioning properly and you take medication like that, it can have negative effects on you.
Treatment that doctors provide are for people that have something either physically, mentally, or emotionally wrong with them, and that doesn't mean that they're safe for everyone. They're safe for the situation, and in other situations they can be as harmful as taking poisons.
Well, since a lot of kids are doing it, you kind of want to fit in. Like if you want to try it, then it'd just be easier to talk to everyone and they wouldn't judge you. They'd just think you were part of them.
They're not really pressuring me, but if I were to drink, I think it'd just be easier to hang around with them.
Well, if your only connection to your friends is drinking on the weekends, then that's a pretty weak friendship.
A lot of times, especially underclassmen, think that drinking or smoking will help them fit in better, but the truth is, the people that you're friends with shouldn't be friends with you because of what you do. They should be friends with you because of who you are, and if that means you don't drink or smoke, that shouldn't really be a problem if they're really your friends.
So how do you avoid drinking and smoking if you're at a party?
First thing, you could just not go to the party, find some other friends who aren't at the party, go watch a movie, play video games, do something else.
You don't really need to be under the influence to have a good time and to relieve some stress. You can go to a party, and if other people are drinking and smoking, so be it. That's their own decision, that's their own risk. But for you to kind of have fun and alleviate your own stress, you don't necessarily need to put yourself in that risk. You can talk to people and just be yourself and have fun and have a good time.
If you do end up going to the party because some of your friends are there and you want to hang out with them, just fill a cup up with water, soda, and just drink that, and then no one's going to be looking into your cup and testing it.
No one is actually going to call you out and say, why are you not drinking?
I know some high school kids, they drink and smoke. I mean, they seem all right. They're not addicted or dying in car crashes. What's the big deal about it?
I have a lot of questions, but I feel like if I talk to my parents or my teachers about it, then I'll get in trouble.
Talking to your parents is one of the most important things you can do to be safe and keep yourself safe at all times.
Once you sit down and start talking to them and they see that you're serious, it's easier for them to, be like, okay, my kid has been responsible enough to talk to me about this. Now I can trust them. Now I can have an open relationship with them and talk to them about these kinds of things.
In high school, is there going to be a lot of peer pressure about drinking and doing drugs there?
Decisions you make early on in high school, like what kind of people you're going to hang out with, what you're going to do, those are going to impact how you go through high school.
I thought it was going to be scary, and it wasn't at all.
The choices you make freshman year may seem irrelevant or unimportant, but they can really have a big impact on who you are throughout your high school years and even beyond that.
Just don't be nervous about high school. It's really fun, and if you make a good group of friends, which isn't very hard to do at all, you'll have a really great time.